L-tido also goes by him. Now, for those of you that do not know, yesterday L-tido dropped a 19 minutes long video addressing DJ Maphorisa and MacG. Before I even get started, I'd like to start off by saying that it was super wrong for DJ Maphorisa to escalate the feud that is going on between him and L-tido to a point of involving his mother. That was a bitch move, but I'm glad that he came to his senses and apologized for that stupid move, okay? Now, let's get into it. Do you guys remember what superiority complex is? Okay, not a problem. I'll jog your memory with that. Now, superiority complex is a belief that your abilities and accomplishments are somehow dramatically better than other people's, right? Which is exactly what I feel L-tido is suffering from. Bro, 4 minutes into your venting video, you went on and stated deliberately that no one in 2024 does better interviews like you do. You must be out of your fucking mind, dog. So, you sat down and had the audacity to say that out loud. Bro, are you trying to tell me that your podcast is better than the Sobering podcast? That your podcast is actually better than the Penuel Show? Chopping it with Bhuda T? And speaking about chopping it with Bhuda T, when he launched the podcast, I'm talking about Zinga, Lord of the Jiggy. When he launched the podcast in August, 2 months down the line, you launched the L-tido podcast, didn't you? Which to me technically means that your podcast is a baby to Chopping It with Bhuda T, and that makes you Zinga's son. He gave birth to you. And another podcast that is giving you sleepless nights, Podcast and Chill. I hear you talking about Podcast and Chill is breaking artists, yours is making artists. Big dog, where were you when no one was fucking with OG Zola 7, when no one was touching him or whatsoever? MacG brought him back to us, gave us an incredible interview that till this day is still sitting on 1 million views. Show us the number. I mean, your videos barely make it to 500k views. What the fuck are you talking about, gang? And another story that solidifies that Podcast and Chill actually makes artists. When SARS was stripping off the reputation on Dr. Malinga, taking everything that belongs to him in front of his family. Where the fuck were you when Podcast and Chill funded Dr. Malinga and gave him his life back? Where the fuck were you when Podcast and Chill gave us Zahar and gave us the stories that we didn't know about? I don't know shit about the things that are going on in your podcast, and yet you're out here claiming that you're trending all the time. Those are your words, you're trending all the time. Stop capping, bro. We all know that your podcast is not even better than Chopping It with Bhuda T. And before you get all emotional and shit, maybe you should consult your elders. Go speak to Zinga so as he gives you when Zinga was dissed upon, when someone came through and dropped the diss song, Zinga had all the tools to hit back at the boy and murder him, but he didn't. You know why? Because he's an elder. He understands that he wouldn't let pressure make him act out of character. But you on the other side, you're losing it over what? Over what? You are fucking soft. The first time I heard about you was when you were on the song Rolling with KO, in which he murdered you, by the way, in which he fucked you up on. Bro, you wasn't even good as a musician to begin with. Your raps were pop, but they didn't tell you that. Your Sean pages lied to you. There's clearly nothing you can... Okay, maybe stick to being a businessman. Since you say that you don't want to fuck up the bag, you are a businessman. Stick to being a businessman. But this whole podcasting thing, you already failed in the music industry. Being a rapper, for you it's chai. Now, I can see doors are opening up for you to actually vacate the place because you're clearly doing less in this place. Alright? Chill the fuck down. It's not about you. Deal with your emotions.